Hey, what's up? So thanks for joining me, everyone. I'm gonna be dropping, some people have asked me about my synastry videos. Y'all, I have a list of video topics that I need to be doing, and don't worry, I got y'all. Listen, y'all don't understand. You don't understand, because if you are watching me still and you do not understand, you don't understand. I work on myself all the time, and this is not like I'm working on myself like a job. No. I actually seek out, using my chart, using what I know about myself, using past experiences. I actually focus on myself a lot and what I'm supposed to be doing. I don't feel the need to be in competition, none of that, But the reason why I'm saying why I just said what I said is because when I am spinning that all cylinders, or before I even get to that point, I stop and I focus on what I am receiving. And if the energy is not suggesting of me to get up and say stuff or put stuff out, I don't do it. Okay? Simple as that. But y'all, okay, so my point is that I'm going to be coming with some more videos. Just look forward to that. Stay tuned. Make sure you are keeping up with the synastry placements. Like I said, you can have these placements. You can know somebody that has these placements. It's not just lovers, relationships, romantic. No, mother-daughter, mother-son, father-daughter, father-son, niece, nephew, friend, however you want to put it. Okay? That's fine with me. And I'm going to be keeping up with that. Yes, people have been asking me, hit me up. I do synastry charts, birth chart reads, progress charts, all of that. And I have a site, y'all, but at the moment I'm just trying to change it around and redo the whole thing, really. So yeah, as soon as I get that together, I will let you know. Meanwhile, you can email me. All right. My email address is in the description box and at the front of the video, at the beginning of the video, in the intro. I don't know how long I'm going to use that intro, but Now, so what I want to focus on is just where we are right now. It's like our current energetic check-in, updates on certain things we may be experiencing and why. If you watch my previous videos, when I cover transits, I've mentioned plenty of times that we are in the middle of a significant shift, and the shift is shifting paradigms, shift of ages. It already took place, but there's still a battle, a mental battle, a spiritual battle, an emotional battle, a physical battle. It's a battle all around, and some people have not, lots of people have not adjusted themselves to this reality. Now, I'm not here to coerce those individuals. I'm not here to threaten those individuals. It's not like, I'm God and I'm saying, hey, do this or do that or you shall be doomed. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is that when people go and they want to argue with me about what I'm talking about, all you gotta do, I just tell them every single time, just look at the world. Look at the world. And yes, there are prophecies of this, I understand, in religious texts, and I don't see anything wrong with that. But I'm telling you that the predictions are there because that whenever it's almost like, okay, well, when you leave high school and you're going off to college, you already know that you could predict that college is going to be a little bit different or a lot different. For one, you might move away and you're not staying with your parents anymore. For two, you might be required to be a little bit more responsible. You're going to have to get yourself there, get yourself home. So take yourself home. And that is because you made a significant shift from doing things one way and accepting things and understanding things one way. And you know that you're going to have to be doing things another way. I just use the college idea as just something to get your, motors running on what it is that I'm talking about. Same anytime you shift energy. And knowing that this energy shift is going to take place, yes, it is easily documented. It is, you can tell what types of interactions that we're going to have, what can we expect, even if we as individuals are operating towards the energy consciously. Like we're saying, okay, well, I know that I'm having hard times, but I'm going to choose to think of this a different way. I'm not going to think of myself as doomed or gloomed or a victim. I'm going to think of, how am I going to be able to get out of this situation? What is my potential for getting out of this situation? And none of this is any different in the shift that we're finding ourselves in now. Okay, so we're in the throes of it. I don't see it ending anytime soon. All I see is there's people that's going to continue to struggle. There's those individuals that are going to, understand this reality and start finding ways to face it from that place versus past places, because we can't keep doing the same things. It's just not going to happen. Now, with that being said, Saturn is retrograde. Pluto is retrograde. Saturn's retrograde in Pisces. This is very much so a spiritual experience that we're having, or should I say understanding the idea and the concept of the fact that we are also spiritual and there's no separation really. People often have this relationship with the spiritual world, and I say spiritual because that's the word that everybody uses to explain this phenomena that we know that is occurring above or outside of our physical reality. So because of this, usually we project what the reality of our spirituality is by saying, oh, one day when we pass away or we go away, we're going up there to heaven, down there to hell. Usually we don't say we're going to hell. We doom other people. That is what, living a little bit differently than we are most of the time. Okay. And don't get me wrong. There's a few people that I feel like that have done heinous stuff or heinous things where I'm like, okay, yeah, you should be tortured. But the point that I'm trying to make, usually we're making this projection, right? Not understanding, like, no, the spiritual state of being of ourselves is not that out. It's not up there. It's not down here. We are indeed that. It's all here at once, happening at once. Yeah, on a frequency level, we take ourselves there. Like I said before, like a radio station. When you don't want to listen to one station channel, you switch to another one, whatever the case may be. But I'm saying, like, on a frequency level, we take ourselves there. And do I believe that there's other existences outside of this particular physical experience where we're taking ourselves and everything? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. It is. You get there on an awareness level, conscious aspect. Even when you transition out of this body, yeah, your soul is going to go where it needs to go. But in reality, we are not separate from that. We're not separate from what we're living, physically experiencing versus our spiritual aspect. It's not. So yeah, so I keep getting interrupted. But the point that I'm trying to make is that people keep looking as the spiritual identity of ourselves and classification as different than the physical, and separating it is part of the duality. It's part of the duality. But anyways, the point that I'm bringing this up for is that with this Saturn Pisces transit, we are experiencing different aspects of spiritual phenomena, but in a more scientific form, but in a more realistic form. You hear what I'm saying? It is unrealistic to be disconnected from your physical and disconnecting your physical reality from your spiritual reality. It's unrealistic to do so, because the whole reason why we're operating now, moving, breathing, elevating in consciousness, is because of our soul body. Okay, so you have to understand that we're having a very spiritual experience in this body right now. Now, of course, you know that comes with some, you know, a little bit of clout with it. It's different. I say this all the time, y'all. It's different. People that live their life and they have this conscious awareness and they get this, they get it. It's a different experience from the other people that don't. People that don't tend to victimize themselves more. Not understand, I'm not saying that they were not ever victims or had no right to be, you know, to their experience. That's not what I'm saying. Another thing I'm going to mention in a little bit, your feelings and your emotions, good to have, but you got to put them in where they need to go. You got to understand how to check it, because feelings and emotions keeps people from raising in conscious awareness, for the simple fact that you want to attach everything to personal. Like, okay, well, this is personal. And it's like, no, baby, maybe it is personal to you, but at the same time, is it just you? Or is there other people too that this could be happening to? Okay. But the difference is, some people, and this is within the dual nature of our identity here, some people are going to look at themselves as victims and only victims. And because they're repeated victims in life kind of controls them. They're operating sometimes from a place of trauma, hurt. I'm not going to say negativity, because I feel like negativity, negative and positive, those are just aspects of duality. Those are just what we live. It's just a charge that ignites our being, our body, our vehicle, like gas. You know what I'm saying? But it's still just the way that you respond to it. And the way it's perceived, because you could be like, dang, you know, I lost my wallet, dang, that's negative. But at the same time, baby, I'm about to go get a new one. This gives me a chance to update all my cards and, you know, my debit. Like, you get what I'm saying? Something negative happened, but the response to it was different. Versus, man, I lost my car. Like, everything always happens to me. I don't know what I'm gonna do. So it's different. Therefore, your experiences are different. We've made mistakes assuming that everybody's experience is going to be the same. This is why we're getting this massive shakeup. Okay, Pluto being retrograde in Capricorn, retrograding back into Capricorn, shows us this massive shakeup, to where I'm telling y'all, the universe put me in this vehicle that I'm in to experience different things, to attract different people, to understand different perspectives, to experience so much stuff. Because with these experiences, I came across people whose like life, they lost people at young ages. Okay, parents that lost children. Okay, just different expectations, having to uproot where they've always lived, where they've always been, how they've always done things, because of natural disasters. Do you understand what I'm saying? I speak about this all the time, and it's only going to keep going. Something that we don't have any control over, so I don't really choose to focus on it. But I am aware of it, because it could be me at any given time. It could be you at any given time. That's all that I'm saying. But this is the thing. It's this Pluto retrograde back into Capricorn is very, very special, because it's like the mass exodus. Do you hear what I'm saying? The mass exodus to the paradigm shift. But when Pluto comes back into Capricorn, if you know what Capricorn represents, structure, things in place, things that's fixated, things that ain't moving, Pluto is going to try its hardest to grab Capricorn by the wig and snatch. I'm talking like snatch it off. As hard, snatch it off. If it's glued down, it's coming off, edges and all. edges and all. And that is only the trigger. Anybody that knows anything about behavior, you know, working with people, working with children, like myself, you know that there are certain precursors to a behavior. When a behavior is happening and going on, the only thing that most people, that's when most people catch the behavior. That's when most people catch it. After it's already triggered, the person's already triggered and it's about to accelerate. You can, behavioral traits, anything a person is about to perform or do, you better believe that there were precursors to that act before they did it. Okay? So, this to me would be like the trigger, like a trigger for people. And the events following this trigger is going to be still in that area of, you know, cloudy. Because once you get triggered, now you're agitated, then you accelerate, you know, then you peak. Those are actual steps if people, you know, you follow my drift. Steps to behavior. But y'all, I want to say this because I did a video and I posted it on my channel about Carly Russell and, you know, just using it as an example of why we can't just be in our feelings all the time, in our emotions. And I had, you know, people, just other people content I've seen, people that's actually commenting under my video, really, to me, stating everything but what was really going on. Don't bring up to me that she's a black woman. Don't bring up to me, not in this instance. We get that she is. Don't bring up to me that black women don't usually do this or that. Don't bring that up to me. Don't bring up to me that type of stuff. When I'm, listen, when I turn on, when I listen, every day when I get up, this is the skin that I'm in. So you can't tell me, I don't care if you're a black man or another black woman or another race, it don't matter to me. You can't tell me how to be a black woman. You can't tell me what I should and shouldn't do as a black woman. You're going to go wrong. That's not going to motivate me to do anything any different, because I'm going to always use my life experience. I can have empathy for somebody else, but I can't base, it's to me the finger pointing instead of just holding people accountable. And I get it. People have made the contrast between, okay, well, there's other races that have done this stunt all the time. Okay, well, I didn't see it make national news. Like, we're in a day and age of technology. If it was I promise you, if it was a white woman that did it, I will be using her as an example as well. I don't care who you talk to or listen to. I'm telling you, it makes no difference for me right now. It just doesn't. It don't make no difference for me. Because I understand the plight of the black woman, because I am one. I know when to make the contrast or the differences, but I want you guys to understand so you can know where I'm coming from. It was not to belittle her as a black woman. It was not to say we don't believe. I kind of feel like the part about people not believing black women is a crock of crap in this particular situation, because we sit here and we seen everybody come together or to do what they need to do their part. They even raise money. Okay, so it's not, nobody didn't say they didn't believe Carly. Who didn't believe her? You know, nobody didn't say initially. People jumped to helping her. But for me, the point that I was trying to make was this is a good example. I will use others if that'll make y'all feel better. To look at when we feel how we're triggered by our feelings. And it doesn't have to be based on reality. Women, we see this, women and men, but mostly women do this all the time with men. You'll sit there, baby, you cheat on me, or who is this? With all kind of proof, and then you'll be talked out of it. The dude will be like, oh, but I didn't do it. Whatever the case may be. It happens all the time. Let's just say this. I'm that woman that, first of all, probably ain't even asking you nothing, because I'm probably I already know better. But if I did and you lied, I'm like, okay, so you lied. I just want you to know that, and I know that you are. And then I will make my choice of what I'm gonna do after that. I don't got no shame in my game. That's my ego is not wrapped up into my experiences so much so that I cannot admit certain things. So I'm telling you that the same way that I'm using other people to explain this phenomenon that's going on to y'all, I use myself. But I use the Carly Russell situation because it fits perfectly with the transits, with what the paradigm shift and what is going on. You had those people that was just able to say, you know what, something don't make sense. In her case, her situation happened to go viral. I don't think she even meant for it to go viral. You know, I wasn't looking at the color of her skin at this point. I noticed the color of her skin, yeah, but I'm telling you, if it would have been an Arabian woman, if that's, I wouldn't have cared. I would have been like, y'all, like, come on, Carly. But I used it for the purposes that I did, and you know, to let you understand, check the temperature of where we're at. You can't just go by what someone is telling you. And just because there's people that don't believe what they're being told, it don't mean that you get to go and attack them either. You know? So that's why I use that, and I wanted to clarify it, and I have empathy. Someone, I will say this too, that when someone mentioned, okay, what if she snapped? Yes, I will say this. Yeah, she did. I want y'all to be aware of the fact that so-called mental illness is at an all-time high right now, and it's not going down anytime soon. I'm talking all across the board. Get used to that. Listen, get used to that, because that's what we're going to see. Yes, we see people cracking because they're seeing the truth in front of their eyes. They're seeing the truth in front of their eyes, and it's hard to accept. And the things that we can't accept, whether you're saying, well, one person's truth ain't another person's truth, but baby, if rain falls out the sky, then different cultures, different places, they call it something different, but it's still rain. You get what I'm saying? That's truth to me. But y'all, keep in mind this, you know, I want y'all to understand that. And I keep telling y'all, past videos I've done on transits, and I'm going to try to keep up with them more, but this one is a major one to me. Listen, I've been trying to prepare people mentally to understand this is what's going on. I struggle myself, but I have, you know, I since I'm aware of certain things, I try my hardest to not be to be like, okay, you know what? Maybe I need to switch my perspective on this or on that. That's what I do. Look, I see myself as a teacher. When I'm a teacher in a classroom, wherever. Because baby, I've done that too. I don't be getting up here. Y'all, I keep telling y'all. Y'all think I just be getting up here and I just be talking. Yeah, because the camera's on. And by the way, if you get any type of synastry birth chart report from me, this is how you're going to get it real time. And I'm talking just like this, but I just tailor it personally to you. And anybody who I got to get y'all stuff out to you, I'm getting it there. Getting it done. Don't worry. But the point that I'm trying to make, that I keep telling y'all, like, yeah, I've done it. This stuff ain't, I'm not making nothing up. I don't have to. I feel like I told y'all I don't have to. But as a teacher, I can't be in my classroom being like, and I'm sitting there and I'm talking to, I have a classroom of different ages, or I've taught in these settings where there's different ages, or there's both females and males, whatever the case may be. I can't just sit there and talk to the females. I can't just sit there and talk to the males. I can't just teach the females. I can't just teach the males. So I am talking to everyone, but I put in, for instance, during Women History Month, I would, even though I have a classroom of females and males, I'm going to speak on great things that females done. Does that make sense? Though I have a classroom with black, white, all races, on Black History Month, I'm going to speak and teach on great things that Black people have done. But on Spanish Heritage Month, I'm going to speak on great things that Spanish people have done. Because that's my role. Do you understand? And I can uplift my people. Every time I uplift others, I'm uplifting my people. Every time I uplift myself, I'm uplifting my people, because I'm going to be that one that's going to be like, hey, be okay with yourself. Hey, don't be the victim right now. When can you see it in yourself and move up? Where can you move up? You hear what I'm saying? I feel like everybody that's here and they play a part in the expansion of consciousness. I don't knock them neither, because they're doing what they're supposed to do. It just ain't my job to do. You hear what I'm saying? But I admire those people, and I commend them for stepping up and being brave enough to be in the position they supposed to be in. It ain't about knocking them, But I'm just saying my role. So when I come and I do my videos, I'm doing my videos as such. I'm not with the whole Carly thing, y'all, talking about someone talking about, I think I skipped over some stuff that I was saying, but it don't matter. But someone said that it's sad. It's sad that Black women are down to other Black women and stuff like that. But I'm just like, wait a minute. I see Black men on the internet down to Black women every day, and I don't see nobody jumping in and being like, oh, you shouldn't do that. So why is it every single time the plight of the world is for the Black woman to say, baby, please, my emotions, I'm not sad. If the girl was found, there ain't no reason to be sad. That's like, your child and somebody else's child going to a store stealing, and both of them getting caught, and your child comes back home and both parents getting told, but your child comes back home and you questioning them, hey, why did you steal? Well, because such and such did it. And you're like, okay, I get it, but could you please refrain from putting your hands on things and taking stuff that's not yours? Because if you was to get locked up and such was to get away, what would be your excuse then? Huh? And your child is still like, well, such and such did it. You will flip. So that's my whole point. And I ain't trying to sit up here and rant on that Carly thing, but I just, listen, y'all, my emotions wasn't in it. She was found alive, but my problem was this. I'm using it to say, really, the story that she told originally didn't make sense, but a lot of people missed it, or there was people that caught it. But still, we were mostly fixated on, man, something happened to the girl, let's save her. After she's found, I get it, mental illness, being on drugs, being intoxicated, being on anything that's going to take us outside of our ability to control ourselves, that is sad. But I don't feel like I have to wear that burden. I don't feel like I have to wear that sadness for somebody else. I don't. I wear the sadness. Not wear the sadness, but I empathize, or I sympathize. I think I should say that more with it, with certain situations as I see fit. Here, it was an example. So understand that this energy is ushering us in to wisdom, using our wisdom. Intelligence has the center stage right now, whether people get mad or not. Knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. That don't mean that you should follow everybody with knowledge or with power. That don't mean that you should follow everybody with power. Because just because someone has power, that don't mean they're going to do the right thing with the power. But the difference is there are individuals that get controlled. They can't think for themselves. They don't know what to do. They feel trapped because of the people with the power that has that advantage over them. And the only thing that they got to do is understand, like, dang, actually, I can educate myself. I could have certain experiences. I could learn too. But people don't want to do that. They keep getting stuck in the box, in the emotional body. Am I saying be void of emotions? No. Me, when I'm feeling a certain type of way, I feel a certain type of way, and I might tell an MF, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not going to stay stuck there. I'm gonna be like, okay, let me sort this out. Let me deal with this. Why am I feeling this way? I understand everybody ain't gonna do that neither, because we're not talking about perfection. We're talking about what's going on. But y'all, I'm telling you right now, you gonna start to even see, yeah, people, yeah, it's not that you're not going to admire people with money and finances, but you're gonna be able to look through it and be like, man, that person is not happy. Like, you're not going to, it's not gonna affect you like it used to, because people, like, especially during this time right now, people are like, man, I'm trying to have like this otherworldly experience. Y'all gonna be having people, listen, spiritual connections with people. People want intimacy. Notice I say intimacy. I ain't say nothing about, listen, you have to understand, when I say intimacy, relationships, I'm not necessarily talking about the traditional ones. I'm not talking about marriage is more physical than anything. People say that it's religious or it's spiritual, but it's a lot to do with more of the material aspect. And I'm not saying anything's wrong with that. I'm just telling you that people want to experience things outside of that. Intimacy is outside of that. It could be within a marriage, don't get me wrong, but there's a lot of marriages to where the partners are not intimate with each other. Okay, come with me. Now you're like finding people that's coming together to where it's just like odd, it doesn't make any sense, and they're wanting to have this intimate interaction, something that really connects with them deeper than just, you're my boyfriend, you're my girlfriend, you're my husband, you're my wife. Okay? If any of you guys are feeling that, that's normal. If you're feeling that with your partner, that's fine too. But it don't go that smooth. Whenever we're having a very big shift in perspective, collective paradigm shift, you can't just get it easy and have it all figured out. Example, let's take this for an example, y'all. If everything that you experienced was so easily experienced, like if you could just, like you didn't have any challenges, or if everything was it was like you wanted it to be, more than likely you would be comfortable, right? If you did make changes or had to make changes, you probably wouldn't even notice it because you were comfortable. As a matter of fact, when you're comfortable, or if you're comfortable, it's less likely that you're going to make a change with anything. You're not going to make a change with the way you think. You're not going to make a change with how you feel. You're not going to make a change with your belief or understanding of that. You're not, because there would be no reason for you to. Notice that every single time you made a significant change, what was happening, what was going on in the process, what were you experiencing? You kept experiencing situations, events that forced you to have to change. If you wanted something better, if you wanted to do something different, if you wanted to stop feeling a certain type of pain at the level that you're at. Well, in our pain bodies is like this activation for us to understand, something's not right. I don't like the way this feels. This ain't right, or whatever, And it holds karmic weight. It holds all of those things that we don't really want to face, our traumas, all of that, right? But what nudged you to go see a counselor? What nudged you to go do something different? What nudged you to get out of a situation? What nudged you to be better, or whatever, or even perceive that thought? It was because you were uncomfortable. So do you think that this shift is going to be comfortable. No, it can't be. That's why everything that's taking place or that's happening that feels uncomfortable, uneasy, really challenging is there, because it's saying, wake up. So, and it's really interesting, you know. Saturn and Pisces is definitely taking us outside of our body. I mean, there could be things that could be happening to where you're like, what the heck just happened? Like, what just happened? Why do I all of a sudden want this type of experience? Or why am I all of a sudden okay with that type of experience? Now, y'all know I don't go for no degeneracy, though. When I say degeneracy, I'm talking about people harming other people with their intentions or whatever. I don't do none of that. Like, y'all don't understand, baby. Y'all lucky because y'all be getting me in just rare form. Y'all be getting me in my form. Y'all be getting me like I am, baby. Just like I am, like raw. But when everything boils down, I'm being dead serious with what I'm saying. You have to understand. Are you going to be the person to where you're going to look at this and be like, okay, I'm going to take everything personal that happens to me? Or are you going to say, I see this for what it is, as the observer? Child, right now, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm the observer. Right now, I'm doing a little bit of experimenting too, baby. Okay? But I'm like, people are like, really, you know. I would say this too. Saturn retrograde is usually, it's one of those things where you gotta watch your steps though, because it's like, okay, it's easy for you to slip into behaviors that you once outgrew because of Saturn going retrograde. It's like Saturn going to sleep. But Saturn in Pisces is a good thing, because what it is doing, or this retrograde, because what it is doing is it's taking like I said, all of our being, and it's bringing us back to that origin point, to it making us aware. Yeah, I do feel like though, when it does go back direct, when it starts picking up motion, there would be possibly things that some people have done that they're like, man, I shouldn't have done. I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that you won't. But at the same time, what I'm saying to you, that really at this point, everything is confusing. Nothing seems to be working as it should. And it's part of shaking us up, waking us up. So understand that there's many other situations that we can use in examples, but y'all, it just is what it is. The Saturn retrograde, the Pluto retrograde back in the Capricorn, it's kind of like, okay, allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Hove, because it's like, what part did they not understand, baby? We shift paradigms. What part don't they understand? And just I think people be swearing up and down that they're more important than what they are. And the reason why I'm saying that is because, like, really, y'all, in the whole conglomerate, how you say that word? Conglomerate, the whole large, the everything together in the bigger picture of things, that we ain't nothing, baby. I'm not saying that you ain't nobody, but I'm just saying we ain't. People be acting like their experience is the only thing that matters. That's nobody else's experience matters. People be acting like, oh, well, you shouldn't speak on this person, you shouldn't speak on that. Why? Listen, we living in the world. This is a school, baby. This is the schoolhouse. And class has started. And all this, stop with this. Oh, you should. I don't judge people. I mean, I do sometimes, but I'm just saying I typically don't, because I don't care to. But when I need to, I do. I will. I'm gonna tell you why. Because don't we have judges in real life, don't we? Don't we? To get up there and be like, okay, well, obviously You don't want to be a citizen that's providing anything to society. So you know what? Maybe you need to not be a part of society. Maybe you need to take a break from society. Maybe what you did wasn't right. Okay? You wanted to do what you did it, but that didn't make it right. And maybe that didn't make it right, or that didn't make it wrong. But at the same time, there got to be somebody that calls it out to even have that even be put on the table. What the position and what was the rating, what happened here, and the judge is the one who has the final say. Yes, I know there's caveats in that. Y'all forget that who y'all are speaking to, but I'm just saying overall, there are judges in society, because somebody got to be the person that's going to be like, okay, yeah, this is going on. Like, this is going on too much. This don't need to be happening. You see all of the pollutions in the oceans and stuff like that. You want to just sit back and keep doing it and nobody point it out? Baby, no. Somebody has to say, this is enough. Because if not, how we even going to be on this BIH long enough to even exist, if we're corrupting the stuff around us? So stop that. Okay, so I spoke on this transit. I will be coming back, y'all, because I have to do some other synastry videos. I'm gonna go ahead and synastry video placement, synastry videos, and other birth chart related videos as well. So I will be recording that, and I'm gonna go. But if you need to contact me, email me, comment, it doesn't matter. And thank you guys for listening as always, and I will return. Peace.